Hi everyone, Daniel from IntoCoin1p here, and this is Kerbal Space Program. Kerbal Space Program is a rocket simulator where the player builds and launches their own rocket and sends them into a sandbox solar system. Today we're going to be looking at update 0.24, which is entitled First Contract. This update brings some awesome features to the career mode of the game, basically allowing the player to go and complete missions and contracts for money and science. Now, before I get too heavy into it, I should mention Kerbal Space Program is available from KerbalSpaceProgram.com for $27 or available from Steam for $26.99. And with that, let's jump straight in. Okay, so let's go with a new game. Start a new. We'll go with IC1P. And just before, I did make a flag for us. We'll go with career. And here we are at the Kerbal Space Center. We'll go straight into the mission control building. Launch a new vessel, we can do that easily. And set an altitude record, could do that easily as well. These two we probably could do, but not at the moment because we don't have enough parts. So straight away, let's just make a very simple rocket. I'll just do this quickly. Alright, so very simply, command pod, parachute, rocket. We'll fix our staging up so that we can land properly, and we'll just launch that. Alright, so here we are on the launch pad. First of all, let's make sure we've got our contracts being watched. Setting the altitude, that's fine. Launch a vessel, that's fine. Put our stability control on. Our staging is fine. We don't have any control over the fuel, obviously, because this is a solid fuel booster. It's just going to burn until it runs out, and then we'll deploy the parachutes once we start falling. Oh, look, our little flags on the side there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, let's go. Up we go. Going. We'll angle it a little bit so that we can get, or so we can land in the sea. A little bit more. Remember, we want to get 5,000 meters as well. We're already at 3,000 and we're at 300 meters per second, so not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, so we've completed both contracts, and we've got a little notification that comes up that said, yep, you've done both. Now, no decouplers at the moment because we haven't researched them yet, so we'll just wait until we start falling. And here we go. Okay, falling. So we'll deploy our chute. Okay, so 500 meters our chute should deploy fully, and then we'll get a slower descent. There it goes. And now we'll just wait until it falls. And there we go. So straight away, simple, very simple rocket. 3 parts, that's it. And 2 contracts done straight away. So for finishing those 2 contracts, we earned ourselves 10 science. We also got a refund on some of the parts that we used. Now, because we kept everything intact except, of course, the fuel that was in the rocket, we pretty much get more than 90% of our rocket value back. So we started out with 10,000 funds. We now have 18,000, almost 19,000. So we got 10,000 for recovering the parts. 1,000 for recovering the parts, and the rest we got for finishing the 2 missions. And of course, Jeb Kerman has survived. So let's have a look and see what else the contract team is giving us. another altitude one, or they're also giving the research and development team. So R&D is basically part of the Kerbal Space Center. So we'd probably be better off doing those now. The R&D stuff is normally, here's a part, test it out for us. It may not be a part that you have access to, but let's have an example. I'm not going to do that one. That we can do. Yeah, okay, so we'll take that. And the stacked decoupler, okay, so test the TR-18A stacked decoupler landed at Kerbin. We'll take that one as well. We don't actually have that part, so when we go into the vehicle assembly building, we will find that we have been given a stacked decoupler. And we know that we've been given the stacked decoupler, A, because it's blue, and B, it actually says there that it's experimental, just under where it says no fuel cross-feed. So, let's make a rocket. They want us to test that landed. So what we'll do is we'll place that right at the bottom of the rocket, activate that at the same time that we launch, and that should make that successful. As well as that, we also picked a mission to deploy parachutes over Kerbin, which is 9,000 meters. We'll put that there. Let's track our objectives. Okay, well, as you can see there by the ticks, the environment for which to complete the mission, or to complete the contract, has been met. All we need to do now is perform the action, which is activate the decoupler. So let's do that. At the same time we launch the rocket, and yep, straight away, done. That's one done. We've got one more. We're at the right speed, but we're not at the right altitude. So we'll just keep going up. So we're going too high now, so we'll need to wait till we drop down a bit. It's not letting me jettison, that's fine. So that's fine, waiting for the altitude, that's fine, speed's fine, and launch it. There we go, nice and easy. So it is going to be a bit hit and miss the first few times that you try some of these contracts, but the majority of them are the same in terms of here's a part tested at this sort of altitude. So you will need to sort of mix and match to see to see what parts that you want to put together to get to the environment or the test requirements that they want done. Bear in mind as well that you can't, for example, if I was to perform this test by right-clicking on the parachute, and it says cut chute now, which I'm not going to do, but normally it would say deploy chute if the chute hadn't been deployed yet. If I deploy the chute, it doesn't actually, even if I'm in the correct test environment, it doesn't actually register that the test has been complete. They want you to do it through the staging. So again, you'll find that, for example, at this stage, this early in the career, you're only going to be getting things like here's a part, test it out. So it is probably worthwhile just to accumulate some cash and accumulate some research to just, build a rocket. Yep, this rocket's specifically for testing this part. You can, obviously, as you've seen here with both missions or both launches that I've done, you can actually join two contracts together and do two tests at the same time. However, the margin for error is a bit larger. You are actually paying for the rockets as you build them, and you only get refunded X amount of your craft. So all the parts that I dropped off on this rocket, for example, I won't get refunded for. I only get whatever survives the landing. So I'm assuming that when I do landers, which I probably will end up doing in another video, I'll do a moon mission, a Mun mission, if you prefer. We'll do a mission to Mun and basically see what we need to do to keep as many of the parts as possible with the landing bay. Normally what I would do, just from previous experiences, I would use, basically as you can see here, this is what my return Mun mission would be, just the pod. and the parachute, nothing else. But I think we'll try to save the landing craft this time. Okay, guys. Well, that's been Kerbal Space Program update 0.24. I do actually look forward to doing a few more videos with this one, mainly because it seems like it gives the game a bit more direction. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I have had a lot of fun with it so far, but yeah, as I said, a bit more direction now, so there's a few more things that I'd like to try. Obviously, it'll give me some ideas as to how I can construct some rockets in the future. It may even give me a challenge as to, for example, design a rocket this way, or design a landing craft this way, get it to and from this particular location. As always, feel free to like or share the video if you've enjoyed what you've seen, or you could hit the subscribe button, or of course head over to insertcoin1p.com. You can also find us on the social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter. All the links are in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Daniel from InsertCoin1p, and I'll see you next time.